This seems to be in almost every paper. NHS may rent spare rooms to ease bed crisis. It'll never happen, but it's in the papers. It's rubbish. It's in the Guardian. Rees-Mogg calls Carney an enemy of Brexit. Now, Mark Carney, is the CEO of the Bank of England, so he's working for a corporation known as the Bank of England, and as a corporation, it has one single job: make profit for its shareholders. Now, you're calling, what's he got to do with Brexit? The non-existent Brexit, by the way, as you know. Just rubbish. Apple hires Hunt as it prepares TV challenge to Netflix. What are you watching TV for? That's just brainwashing propaganda. Sometimes I wonder what you lot get up to, you know. Mail. Our Remainer universities, and then it goes on about it's nothing to do with Remainers, and it's nothing to do with Leavers. It's just rubbish, waste of absolute time and space. Weinstein's in the news again. Now while Weinstein could be stripped of his CB. Oh no! Oh, I'm sure he's terrified about that. Some fake little medal awarded to him by the head of the paedophiles. It might be taken off him. Well, that's irony in itself, isn't it? I don't know who these are. Ball and Bow. They look well, they look like a pair of, yeah, they look like a pair anyway. Again, the main story, 1,000 a month bung to care for NHS patients. Yeah, because the last thing they want is anyone making any money. Of course, they could sort it out in the hospitals themselves, but they're getting rid of the NHS because they don't want us having free healthcare, which has gone for quite a while anyway. Public asked to take in NHS patient lodgers. This is such a non-story, it's unbelievable. The only thing of interest in there is actually the England under-17s in World Cup final. That's something you'll never see the real team do, so enjoy that while you can. Times. May wants Brexit campaign chief in charge of Tory shake-up. I've been saying every day there's something in always something in the papers about Brexit, because they're pushing the agenda, because it's never going to happen, as was seen yesterday. If you watch the UK column, there was something in that about that rubbish as well. Again, rent rooms to hospital patients for £50 a night. Is that bed and breakfast or all inclusive? If it's all inclusive, I'll take some of that myself. Britain mulls warship sale as military cuts deepen. We've got no military left. We've got no air force. We've got no navy. We've got no army. And the police are just about to die as well, being replaced by G4S, as because May likes to make extra money on top of all the fraudulent acts that she's been doing anyway. Telegraph. Excessive green tax forces up fuel bills. What they're not telling you here is that these green taxes that are added to all our gas, electric, water bills are voluntary, but they don't tell you that. So you can contact them and say, all these taxes, voluntary taxes, I want off my bills immediately. And if you refuse, then I'm not paying you anything more again. Not that you should be paying anything, because all private residents, well, you can't call it residents, all private homes don't have to pay taxes. Only commercial have to pay, but all properties are classed as commercial, and because you've never rebutted it, well, it must be the case then, mustn't it? If you've not said that this is a private home, not a commercial premises, then you have to pay, because it's classed as commercial and you've been paying for so long, so therefore they take it as, well, it must be. It applies to council tax. In fact, it especially applies to council tax. Defence chiefs warn against warship sale, extra checks on US flights. Well, we've got no military left anymore. I'll come back to something over on the left there later on. Up at the top, I wasn't startled by Weinstein scandal. They've all been through it. They all know about the paedophiles in Hollywood. There are loads of them. Hollywood is infested with paedophiles, absolutely infested. And I'm sorry, but, well, I'm not sorry. The only real penalty for paedophilia is death. A slow and painful death. Star. Killer Clowns Burger Bun Fight. Fast food giant blasted for scary advert targeting rival. This is what they make. This is what they say is news these days. I'm not even going to comment on it because it's just a waste of utter time. Metro, NHS, Airbnb to free up wards. House offered £50 per day for letting patients stay in their spare room. Now it says B&B there, bed and breakfast, but well, we'll see. I would suspect it's more likely to be all-inclusive or full board. And then something about Demi Moore. Unfortunately, she's known for liking young children as well. Times. Xi tightens grip with no heir apparent. What has China got to do with the West, eh? What's it got to do with the West? We've got a bleeding worse dictatorship in the UK, America, Europe, but no, we'll concentrate on the China. Look over there! Don't look at the dictatorship building around you here. Life insurers raking billions from boom in pension fund transfers. Standard Life, Prudential, and big groups share in 50 billion. Right, more scam. This right. Just look at insurance, life insurance, right? You know where it came from, don't you? The mafia. They used to say, you know, pay us insurance and your shop won't get smashed up. Pay us insurance and you won't die. Well, that's exactly what this lot are. It's a bunch of mafia that are robbing us left, right, and centre. Excuse me. Express. Well, actually, there's something for you there, because as it's 10p, should be a penny, but 10p. £5 off your food shop at Iceland. So if you shop at Iceland, that might be worth having a look at. Foreign aid. Put Britain first. Keep cash for the NHS, says top cancer doctor. Right. Load of crap. More money poured into the NHS is just poured into those at the top who are just stealing it all. We need to get rid of all those that are at the top and are raking in billions off of us. But that's never going to happen because everyone's just so complacent. Oh, you know, someone else will do it. It's, you know, something about Wayne Rooney's birthday or something. That's the news for today. It's got to be a quickie because I've got a lot of stuff on today, which I can't tell you about, but maybe I will later. Dennis Healy. World events do not occur by accident. They are made to happen, whether it is to do with national issues or commerce, and most of them are staged and managed by those who hold the purse strings.